Independence Day is not only a time of celebration, it is a time when we reflect on how far we've come and what we will do to make even greater strides in improving our health, wealth and status as a nation. We hope you enjoyed yesterday's Grand Gala festivities and were left inspired to play your part in building a better Jamaica. This official Jamaica 55 magazine program was packaged specifically to give you ideas on how to work diligently and creatively to think generously and honestly so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship and prosperity. I'm Adrian Atkinson.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Watch as Governor General Sir Patrick Allen encourages us to build a stronger, united Jamaica in this, our 55th year of independence.
My fellow Jamaicans, at home and abroad, and friends of Jamaica, Lady Allen and I join with you as we celebrate our 55th year as an independent nation. Local and world events during the past 12 months have reminded us of the need to value the traditions and legacies of our past. We should use this time of reflection and celebration to draw strength from those circumstances which we have overcome. Though not perfect, our democracy and the freedoms we enjoy have been a standard for many countries across the world to emulate. We have developed a reputation for free and fair elections, a highly respected judicial system, and a vibrant press and media which together keep us informed, entertained, and influential. It is no wonder that despite the problems which exist, there's a spirit of hopefulness and optimism which keeps us in a positive frame of mind. I encourage us to preserve this sense of togetherness and to embrace even more fully the traditions of voluntarism and the duty of care which have served us so well in the past. We appreciate all the economic advances driven by our captains of industry and our workers in the public sector and in the businesses, large, medium, and small. But it is the quality of relationships within families, between neighbors, and across communities which will provide the surest route to the peace, goodwill, safety, and security for which we all yearn. It is the investment of time and care for our children and adolescents which will reap rich dividends in the process. These millennials hold the key to our collective future. We must therefore empower them to increase their self-confidence, their energy, their capacity for innovation, and above all, their promotion of the values of discipline, good order, and personal responsibility. When we do so, all of us, young and old, can face the future with optimism and with hope. I wish for you a time of joyous celebration, blended with sober contemplation of our journey thus far, and above all, a commitment to making the coming years even better than the past. Happy Independence, and may God bless you, and may God bless Jamaica, land we love.
Jamaicans at home and abroad can draw strength and inspiration from our ancestors who've left a solid foundation on which we continue to build this great nation. Hear how Prime Minister Andrew Holness intends to advance this agenda.
Fellow Jamaicans, on the 55th anniversary of our independence, it is fitting that we celebrate our achievements and strengths while pondering our challenges. Our independence theme this year is celebrating Jamaicans at home and abroad. And how appropriate that we should have this theme when our athletes from home and abroad are right now holding our flag high at the World Championships in Britain, as they did for Jamaica 50 during the Olympics in London. So they will no doubt bring glitz and glory to this little island, which always stamps its weight in gold. We can draw inspiration from our sportsmen and women who have quintessentially incarnated the true spirit of Jamaica, a spirit of excellence, extraordinariness, resilience, optimism, faith, and hope. We have been stunning the world with our sporting prowess even before our independence. Jamaica had the first person to make the final in all three Olympic sprint events, the 100 meters, the 200 meters, and the 400 meters, and that was 65 years ago. To this day, no one has equaled Herb McKinley's record. We were also the first Caribbean team to hold the 4x400 meters relay world record, and that again 65 years ago in Helsinki, where the Jamaican greats of Arthur Wint, Herb McKinley, George Roden, and Leslie Leng mined gold. With little, but with talawa. Our island, Jamaica, has produced the fastest man alive, Usain Bolt, and the fastest woman in the world this year, Elaine Thompson. We are proud of all our athletes. However, let me pause to pay tribute to the legendary Usain Bolt. His phenomenal exploits on the track were capped by an emotional run at the World Championships in London to close out his illustrious career. He has been a true ambassador for the sport and for Jamaica. To Usain, we say thank you. As we celebrate Jamaica 55, we celebrate you too. There is so much in his life which parallels ours. As the recent Gleaner book published in his honor, Usain Bolt Legend, says Usain's history, and I quote, mirrors Jamaica's, a history of struggle against the odds and against naysayers who have said this little country cannot fulfill its dream of independence. Usain Bolt is a metaphor for Jamaica. Our rich culture, our sport, music, dance, drama, fashion, language represents our soft power. Culturally, Jamaica is a superpower. How many countries in the world, not just countries of comparable size, have produced someone as internationally famous and influential as Bob Marley, Usain Bolt, or Marcus Garvey? How many countries have produced either world-famous music or sporting legends, let alone both? Many scholars are now writing about the importance of soft power in international affairs. All over the world, people identify with Jamaican culture. As we celebrate Jamaicans at home and abroad this independence, let us note that it is not just in the area of culture where we have made decisive marks. In science, we have made notable achievements. Just a few weeks ago, it was announced that one of our internationally recognized scientists, Dr. Henry Lowe, was granted what is called an orphan drug designation by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for developing a drug from cannabis to treat myeloid leukemia. This drug, which could be on the market in 3 years, is projected to have estimated annual sales of US $250 million in the US market alone. There are other Jamaican scientists doing cutting-edge research in North America, Britain, and continental Europe. There are Jamaicans like Dr. Vincent Reed, Director of Surgical Oncology at the Mercy Medical Center in the United States, who is doing pioneering cancer research and being published in the best scientific journals in the world, in whatever field you can mention. There are Jamaicans at home and abroad who have distinguished themselves internationally. We are a people of excellence. As we mark Jamaica 55, let us not be overwhelmed by our challenges. Our problems do not define us. Our achievements and strengths do. Let us focus on the positives, for indeed, there are many. Among our noteworthy achievements have been the macroeconomic reforms that we as a people have fostered. As a people, we have said enough is enough with regard to debt and budget deficits. Jamaica took the hard decisions, and you made the sacrifices to strengthen our independence by putting our macroeconomic house in order. We knew the debt trap and double-digit inflation were whittling away our independence, making us more vulnerable to external pressures. Fellow Jamaicans, you have shown the discipline necessary to undertake the reform measures. We have achieved record low inflation rates and have significantly cut our debt to GDP ratio. We now boast a budget surplus after many years of chronic deficits. Jamaica achieved a primary balance surplus of $135.9 billion in the 2016-2017 fiscal year, 7.7% or $12.9 billion above the minimum 7% target. Our independence is being strengthened. We have demonstrated as a people that we are quite able to manage our own affairs and to show economic discipline without social unrest. Let us celebrate this fact at independence. As I salute you for supporting economic measures which secure a bright future for our children and advance our independence, nobody owes us anything. We seek no patronage. We are a self-respecting nation, proud, free, and quite capable to be masters of our own destiny. We have something, indeed many things, to give to the world. We seek no special favors. There is no reason for us to be poor. With our creative human capital and fortitude in tackling our economic and social challenges, there is no problem we cannot defeat. As the scripture says, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. We have no reason to be poor. We have valuable natural resources and wonderful people who have impacted the world. We have the resources for an economic takeoff. People are flocking to our country to enjoy the Jamaican experience. Jamaica generated US $1.46 billion in tourism earnings during the first 6 months of this year alone, with the industry growing by an impressive 7.5%. We welcome more than 2.1 million visitors to the island up to the end of June. Our special economic zone regulations are expected to be passed into law soon, opening up a significant economic opportunity for Jamaicans in terms of employment generation, manufacturing, small business development, and foreign exchange earnings. Our growth in the business process outsourcing sector continues to explode as we move up the value chain. We are a tough, courageous, purposeful, and determined people. We have proven over and over again in our 55 years that we are equal to any task once we put our collective minds to it. There are some challenges, but I have absolutely no doubt that we can successfully defeat them. As we celebrate our 55th anniversary as a nation, let us individually recommit to building the independence project. Let us each take responsibility personally for our country. Let us turn up to work on time and give a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. Let us increase our personal productivity. Let us ask ourselves regularly, how can I do my job better and more creatively? Let us care for our children. Let us find out how they are doing at school. Let us check up on their homework, mothers and fathers. Let us work for peace in our homes, workplaces, and communities. Use the soft word to turn away wrath and to counter disrespect. Talk it out. Don't fight it out. Forgive. For Jamaica to be a more peaceful nation, its citizens individually, you and I, have to be more peaceful. As our anthem says, teach us true respect for all. Let us value people not on the basis of what they possess, where they live, or what class they are from. Let us value each person as a child of God with just the same God-given rights as anyone else. And those of us who have the privilege to lead in whatever sphere, let us lead with responsibility, accountability, and justice. As leaders, we are stewards, not masters. Let's be good stewards. Economic growth, social justice, social peace, and strong social capital are the building blocks of a vibrant and independent Jamaica. Happy birthday, Jamaica, land we love.
Let's celebrate Jamaica to the world. Fastest man in the world. First Jamaican woman to win gold in Olympic 100-meter sprint. An upcoming global superstar. Mouth-watering meals. And a vibrant set of people. We are Jamaicans. Let's get together and bring back the love.
Up next, Leader of the Opposition, Dr. Peter Phillips, calls for a renewal of the national spirit.
My fellow Jamaicans, as we celebrate the 55th anniversary of our independence, we can be justly proud of our achievements as a country. We remain one of the few countries in the world which have maintained a stable parliamentary democracy, where the rights of citizens to free expression have been protected and administrations have been changed peacefully by way of the vote. The outstanding successes of our athletes, our scholars, our businessmen, and our professionals in their respective fields of endeavor have enriched the modern world and created Jamaica's unique presence on the global stage. However, even as we celebrate our achievements, we should also make this a time for reflection and renewal as we face the challenges that persist. Too many Jamaicans have been left behind in the search for economic advance. Too many of our children leave school without adequate preparation for both the world of work and the exercise of responsible citizenship. Too many of our people are still squatters in the land of their birth, and too many lives have been destroyed by the scourge of crime. As a result, we are now faced with the reality that among the post-independence generations, there are many Jamaicans who no longer have confidence and faith in our nation's ideals. There is still too much waste of taxpayers' resources and too much corruption and breaches of public trust by people in positions of power. Far from giving up, we must be inspired by what we have achieved as a people and become even more determined to fulfill our potential as a country. It is clearly a time for a renewal of our national spirit and of our commitment to build a Jamaica that works for all its people. We owe it to the generations who built the national movement and led the struggle for independence to complete their mission by expanding opportunities for economic and social progress to Jamaicans of all classes. Success in this endeavor will only be assured when all of us, Jamaicans at home and abroad, come together in a truly national effort and demonstrate the fixity of purpose needed to make Jamaica a more caring, a more productive, and a more prosperous and equitable society. We must learn to settle our disputes without resorting to violence, and learn to build bridges of friendship, irrespective of class and color or political persuasion. Our mission
will only be accomplished when Jamaica becomes a model of social cohesion and togetherness and takes its place among the developed countries of the world. So, as we all look forward to the showcasing of the best of our culture and our artists, and as we welcome Jamaicans and friends from abroad to join in these celebrations, let us also use the opportunity to reflect on our journey thus far and to chart a course for the future that will ensure the upliftment of all those who have been left behind or who struggle for survival on the margins of society. May God grant us His blessings to crown our efforts to build a better Jamaica that works for all our people and leaves no one behind. Have a happy and safe Independence Day. Thank you.
In yesterday's program, we took a look at some of the festival songs which have shaped the island in the 1980s and 1990s. Today, we continue the reflection. However, this time we focus on the 60s and 70s.
I'm a born Jamaica, I'm a son of the sun. I love the sea.
Popular festival hits of the 60s and the 70s still being enjoyed today.
Don't matter where I go, Jamaica is my home. I love the girls, coconut water and white rum.
Although the first festival song competition was in 1966, the process started in 1963 with the creation of Jamaica Festival by then Minister of Development and Welfare, the Most Honorable Edward Seaga. This was to establish an umbrella for the various types of festival events that were happening sporadically.
We were independent from '62, and people were having dances each year and various activities through the country without any real organized structure to control it. I don't think it was even thought of that it should be like that. People were enjoying themselves. We are independent, we are free kind of thing.
So, to coordinate a structured independence celebration island-wide, the Jamaica Festival Commission was formed by an Act of Parliament in 1968. This later became the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC, in 1980, which has since been coordinating all festival activities, including the well-loved festival songs.
Sweet Jamaica is now on the move. Help me with my song and let the people them come sing along.
That opportunity was really, really welcome, and the public did now see it as something that is structural, it's permanent almost. It's not a case that you have to go around a lane there to hear you sing, or you have got a dancer tonight, you might hear a man on. Here was something which annually, when you talk about festival and enjoy yourself, this was the song which was going to be the flagship for the festival.
During the 60s and 70s, rocksteady was the sound of the day. But as popular and entertaining as it was, like the ska and menta that preceded it, there wasn't much publicity for both the music and artists.
So, entering festival for artists was an opportunity to acquire some exposure, because we didn't have the amount of record producers then that we obviously have now, are opportunities for exposure. Jamaican music was not accepted near to where it is today. So radio stations were not playing the music as they ought to or could have.
It is believed that airplay rotation of the festival songs of the 60s and the 70s opened the door for wide acceptance of our music locally and internationally. And more important, created a profile for the artists.
The big thing was recognition. That was priceless, that you won it, because Toots was there and Toots won it with Bam Bam. I mean, Toots never looked back after that.
The Maytals, with Toots as lead singer, won the festival song competition 3 times. He and other winners went on to become successful recording artists.
Now everybody just come down, come down, come down, come down. Have your bones and the pride. Come down, come down, come down, come down.
The Jamaica Festival Song Competition during its initial years got overwhelming support from the people who look forward to the music that would herald independence celebrations.
The music was the most potent and likely force to draw people towards it, right? So that's why what accent was placed on it. But the people welcomed it because they were, remember again to you, the independence thing, we had the Rastafarian community was still very vibrant in Jamaica, talking about nationalism, patriotism, Jamaican and anti-imperialism and things like that. This can be looked at to say, here was another event that are happening now, coming from us, to shake off the shackles of colonialism and even classism and racism and things like that. So it had various, it impacted in various ways on many people and the country as a whole. So even it might be defined, as I just said, in some books. But these were feelings on the street, This gave me a sense of this is us, this is a we know kind of thing. You know what I mean? So the festival has been seen as something more than just some words or some lyrics or some instruments together. It meant something to the psyche of the people.
That gave the people something to look forward to.
Normally from the moment the festival song start, the whole thing start, you listen it go right down to the last, because you want to see who are going to come out on top.
Everybody was excited about the song, and we were always listening for the festival song, and then we tried to learn it so that we could sing it together.
Festival is a feel-good time, and the music added an electrifying spirit among the people, causing a competitive vibe leading up to the announcement of the winning song, which was a big thing. And the memories continue to flow.
All right, my song was sung What a Bam Bam. Is that my song? Bam Bam, What a Bam Bam. So I say, I love you even now. Let me recap some festival song. Just damn few the song, the place.
60s, 70s. That period, the best. Because reggae was now full-blown. Rock said was on its way out. And still had the amalgam of the two of them. So during those 2 decades, you see, you're getting the best of both. During that period there, the body of music, everlasting.
Drop this version in a yard, singers weep and mourn. Play the music, jump like little bees.
And the music will continue to play for centuries to come, building community spirit, patriotism, and just overall niceness.
Alright, but play the music, sweet, sweet. No matter what you do, you can't get through unless you play the music.
As we take our leave on this Independence Day, we encourage you to join us for Grand Market on the Kingston waterfront later this evening. Bring your family and friends and enjoy a night of celebration. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson, wishing you a happy Independence Day.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.